Pat Brosnan, all right, former NYPD police expert, security expert. Pat, how do you contain a crowd like this? By my math, a couple of blocks away from what would be the inaugural parade route.
Well, it starts, Neil, with the proactive enforcement, which is what the Washington, D.C. police are doing now. They're using tear gas. They're using various methods to break up the crowd. And they're also making summary arrests as well. They should, because there's 2 police officers injured already. And there's numerous acts of vandalism and looting is already beginning, property destruction. It's the same old story, Neil. This is the same old story time and again. And it is ironic, by the way. They claim that Trump is fascist, and they're burning down their own property. Very sad.
Yeah, Charlie Gasparino raised that point. And guys, I don't know if you have the capability in there. You got enough on your hands, but if our control room folks can just give us a Google map version of where this is. I'm telling you, it's only a couple of blocks away from the parade route. And obviously, when you hear these grenade canisters go off, I mean, people along the parade route can hear them as well. To the right of your screen, the Capitol here, where pretty soon Donald Trump will be departing, and it's the drive back from one end of Pennsylvania Avenue to the other. The White House will be his new home, and we're told that he will drive that route, or he will be in a car in that route, but a number of presidents in the past have gotten out of their vehicles and just to get out and see the people. Of course, Jimmy Carter, 40 years ago this day, walked the entire route with Rosalind Carter. That is not an option, I think I can safely say, today, at least the entire route. So as we effort to get a big picture frame of where that is versus where that parade route will be, you'll just have to go with my word that it is not too far from the parade route, and they want to make sure it stays away from the actual route itself. But how do you control that, Pat? What do you do?
Well, it begins, Neil, by making arrests and sending a message that it's not going to be overlooked. It's not going to be regarded as it has in a prior administration as an act of civil disobedience. What you have here are serious felonies. You have arson, you have destruction of property, you have a coordinated attempt to disrupt this ceremony and prevent the spectators deliberately, prevent them from coming in and being able to view the inauguration. This is just a series of felony and misdemeanor crimes. The Washington, D.C. police, Neil, will make the arrests. They'll use pepper spray and other tools to disperse the crowd.
Yeah, this is very unusual. I mean, this is a small percentage of the protesters. Most, again, of what has been gone here have been quiet and uneventful. But if you were advising the Trump folks and the new president and the detail around him, normally the new president drives from one end of the Pennsylvania Avenue to the other. Do you think he risks anything, getting out of the vehicle, even momentarily?
I think 100%. I would advise, if I was involved in that detail, to advise President Trump, I would advise him not to get out of the vehicle like Jimmy Carter did 40 years ago, and not even to get out for 1 minute. I mean, a lot of these individuals, as you well know, Neil, and has been reported in recent months, are really poisonously upset at Trump taking over the presidency, and it goes far beyond the pale. We haven't seen this type of, vitriol and overwhelming hatred of the president in a long, long time. This is serious stuff. And he's, by the way, a serious felony. This is not civil disobedience. These are deliberate, wanton, flagrant felony violations. You light up a building, it's arson, okay? Not civil disobedience. These individuals should be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
We always talk about, and Charlie Gasparino and I were mentioning this, those who take a cause or an event like this, an inauguration, it could be a World Trade Organization summit, it could be a bankers summit, it could be the kind of event that obviously gets much of the world's attention as it is, and the protesters will seize on it to do much more. How do you separate that sort of thing then, Pat, from the protesters who are making their case against, in this case, Donald Trump?
Well, Neil, the police are highly skilled and very knowledgeable about how to compartmentalize the various stages of civil disobedience, where they can divorce that away, and then they can identify willful and flagrant felony violations. There's completely two separate schools of activity, and the police are highly informed on that. They know how to separate them out, and it starts with the handcuffs, Neil. That's the only thing that's going to send the message. These are very, very serious instances. Fires spread, and as a result of fires spreading, they start small. People stop breathing. This is no joke. If I was Trump and I was advising him, President Trump, I would advise him to stay in the vehicle and stay off that route.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Pat Brosnan.